I'm not late. You're late. So I'm pretty sure we're live. It's kind of weird. Like I feel like every time I do this, there's like a new way to go live. I'm pretty sure I did. Pretty sure. But whatever. I won't complain too much. Anyway, so this is probably going to be a pretty short episode. I don't know all what we're going to discuss. I was kind of just going to like do things semi-fluidly, hoping to rely people on chat who eventually may or may not join, so we can talk about future things and like on the channel or whatever they may be, answer some questions probably. I'm not sure how much I like this camera jumping around. It's very very jumpy. Like it can't, I feel like it can't pick. Just stay still. I'm staying still. It's like still zooming in and out. Not sure how much I like that. Are you gonna stay still? No? 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 How about we just turn that off then? There we go. All right. Yeah, so whatever. We just finished up wrapping up making a video with these smart switches. So that's probably the big topic today, or the bigger topic today. Oh yeah, also, actually, sorry, I got to back up. I bought this shirt from Raid Owl. It's pretty sweet. They didn't have the color I wanted, so I just went with like default white. Oh well, I guess you can't really see it. There we go. Camp Home Lab. This shirt's sweet. He has other really cool shirts that I want too, but again, can't really get the color that I'm looking for. Anyway, so just got done. Well, maybe not just got done, but just got done installing a new smart switch on or within the house. So these will turn on the garage door lights, or the lights on the outside of the garage door. Kind of pointless, I think. Like, it's cool to be able to do that, and I have a Qualsys IQ Panel 2 Plus that's Z-Wave compatible. So doing the actual, like, pairing the devices together, I don't know why I keep flashing you guys. Listen, pairing this device with the panel was, like, really easy. That was actually the easiest part of the whole video. I'm still editing that, by the way, but when I'm done, it'll probably go live on Monday. So anyway, that was probably the easiest part, was pairing the two devices, and I actually screwed up the wiring job, so I had to like go back and fix it, but oops. That's probably gonna be a pretty long and boring video because I'm just like literally like wiring the, I guess, the switch and the light. I don't know what to call it. So I'm just sitting there like wiring that up and just kind of taking my time, and the camera's just looming over the work area, which you can't even really see anyway because the way the camera's angled and my hands are in the way and like how close I am to the wall. It's not a very good video. In fact, I think it's actually one of my worst videos I've ever made. I'm not very proud of it so far. Like, there's even like parts or some clips I have where I'm just completely out of focus, but I can't remove them and refilm it now because I like was making the video as I was doing the work. And that's pretty much how I do all my videos. Like, they're not scripted, they're not pre-planned out. You guys are usually just watching me do the work or make the video as, what's up, Scrat? Or make the video as I am filming it. So a lot of the times, like if I make a mistake, depending on how it goes, like sometimes I can refilm things and get rid of the mistake, but in this particular case, there's no fixing the mistakes. Like, so in the next video, like there's like 20 minutes of mistakes being made, and then I'm like, oh, oops, gotta go back and fix it. So we just go back and fix, like 20 minutes of mistakes. It's great. And it's like, I don't know, it's not a good video, but it's just kind of funny to like laugh. Well, for me, laughing at myself, and then for you guys laughing at me. I would have shot that camera. What? I'm confused. I would have shot that camera. Yeah, I don't know what that means. But anyway, so that video is going to be kind of interesting. I think it'll be interesting. Like, it's just home lab stuff. Like, it's not... So, I try not to... A lot of channels are, like, very well edited, very well scripted and stuff. And I feel like most people that watch my channel are here because not everything's, like, super well scripted. Well, I don't do any scripting, so I can't even say that. I think they kind of like the, like, offbeat of my channel, I think. But I'm not entirely sure why you guys watch, to be honest. So anyway, that's a video to look forward to, covering these Eaton RF950-1Ds. We don't really go into too much detail about this unit at all. There's not really much to be said. These are very, very old. The only reason why I got these is because I already have one installed in my house. And so I figured, hey, what an easy way to make content and also add like some smart functionality to the garage lights by picking up an existing product that works. So that's that. What's up, Brian? Yeah, there's a pretty fine line between like cooling your server closet pretty well and then, you know, totally overkill, unlimited budget, all that stuff. I still really want to, so I'm sure you guys have seen wow, I can't think of Jeff's channel, Craft Computing, where he has that like not TP Link. Wow. What is the name of that company? It's gonna kill me. Whatever. He has an AC unit installed in his rack. I really want one of those, or Triplight. I really want that from Triplight really bad. I emailed Triplight, haven't heard back. I might try emailing them again just to see if they'll even like talk to me. Because I want to install that rack, or that unit in my rack, and I'm pretty sure I can pipe all the heat right out of the side of my house. So to be 100% enclosed inside the house, we don't have to do anything too special, and I think it's a realistic approach for an installation, besides doing something more drastic like Craft or Jeff was forced to do on his channel. So... What's up, Illustrated Mind? Yeah, I love Jeff's channel. His channel is great too, because it's like, you know, super focused, and there's a lot of like good enriched detail there, and he like tells you about all his problems, and you know, you go through everything. It's not like glamorized very much, which, you know, I really like. It's very personal, or it feels very personal, and I feel like you can be in the lab with him for a lot of his content too. So anyway, we're probably gonna. I really want to do that, but that's really expensive. So it'll probably never happen. And plus, with the fans that I currently have in there and the way it's set up, everything's working perfectly fine. I think like just the other day it was like 74 degrees or 75 degrees in there, and one of the fans was actually turned off, which I've never seen one of the fans turned off. Usually, there's usually one fan in there, and that one fan runs 24/7, 365. But now that I have two, one of them actually spun down because it was cool enough and didn't need to be operating. So I thought that was pretty neat. Shoot. Yeah, I thought you said shoot. I would shoot the camera. But anyway, so that's all that stuff. I think we have some TP Link content coming up. So TP Link hit me up. They were like, hey, give me a huge list of things that you want to like cover, make videos about. I sent that off. They said, cool, we will send them to you. And that was a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago. But if they do, we'll be covering some more, or one of the things that we'll be covering is one of their in-wall Wi-Fi 6 access points. So I already have an older one right here that I'm actually borrowing from someone that I have to give back. And we're gonna take a look at this one versus the new one. So I don't even remember the new model name. This is the EAP 615, and the new one's like 630, I think, or something like that. You guys can check it out on their website if you really want to see it. So that'll be cool. We'll also be taking a look at. Oh, I don't know how I jumped ahead. So I will literally be dipping my toes in the smart home things, and that's another thing TP Link sent over was some stuff from their Tapo line. And I think that would be pretty cool to like get into the whole smart home thing. I'm really afraid to do it because like smart home is just it's so much work, especially if you want to start linking things together. And I really want to stick with Z-Wave devices because so far that seems really simple. But I'm also missing some of the more automated components, like, oh, I can turn the lights on, but I can't turn them off when the sun rises or whatever. Yeah, so scripted stuff is actually really good, but I feel like there's like way too much content that is too scripted. Like there's definitely a fine balance between being scripted and then also not scripted at all. And I walk that line. Like generally, like for my videos, I have an idea of what I want to do, and then I sit here and I just start to finish. That's how I film. Like I do my introduction, and then we start going through the content, and whatever I say is what I say, which usually ends up with a lot of mistakes. But I'm not here to sell you guys things. Typically, I'm not here to sell you guys things. Like obviously, I'll tell you when I'm gonna sell you things, or whatever. Like this is a hobby channel. Like yeah, I've walked that fine line between selling and not hobbying stuff. But like this video is totally just me installing a smart switch. Like no, don't. I'm even tell you guys like you can't buy this. I don't know if I would even recommend buying this. I don't know anything about smart home things. Make no recommendations. I'm just doing it, and that's how it goes. And that's what I like about my channel. Is like we're just here doing stuff. I'm just doing my thing most of the time. And obviously I've made really scripted videos before. Usually when I work with brands, but typically like the vast majority of the time it's completely unscripted. So TP-Link or Ubiquiti, I've been thinking about getting into the Omada ecosystem. I don't need scripts, Jim, that's for sure. I don't. So far, Omada has come a long way. Their wireless access points are great. I think that their UI or the Omada UI and the software itself, the last time I touched it, it still needed some work. Ubiquiti was kind of in the same state when they were first coming out. They promised tons of features, and it took forever to actually give you those features. And Omada's kind of there right now. But one thing that I want to do to give you guys a better idea of like what it's like to use the Omada line. So this is actually a future video that's coming out too. I'm gonna go like the entire SPX Labs is going full Omada 24/7, 365. So right now my entire house is run off of Ubiquiti. I love I love Ubiquiti. Everything works. It just works when it works. Haven't had any major issues, at least nothing to complain about. Obviously, I've never complained to you guys except in maybe like 1 or 2 videos. Excuse me. Water's coming back up. But I've seen I get a lot of questions all the time about Omada, and I don't run it at all. Like after I'm done making the content, it just goes back on the shelf that you can't see, and it just sits there. So I'm gonna start doing more Omada videos starting within the next couple of months. Whenever TP-Link sends over the additional equipment, the entire lab is going full Omada, and then the rest of the house will run on Ubiquiti. So we'll have some competition with Wi-Fi. I will still have to turn, like if I'm testing Wi-Fi, I'll still have to turn the Ubiquiti Wi-Fi off. But I'm gonna have a separate rack for all of my Omada equipment. Like we're going full bore with it, and I don't know how it's going to work out. I'm a little concerned with it, but I think it'll be fine. Omada seems fine. I've seen lots of people complain about their switches dying and having problems with their switches, but so far the switches I have are still running. So I still have some racked right now that are powered on that aren't doing anything that seem to be okay. But what's up, Joe? But I don't know, like I would go with whichever one is cheapest for you. That's what I would do. Right now, the Ubiquiti environment is really nice because you've got a lot more options. TP-Link has, their Kaza line, their Tapo line. They're bringing cameras in the future, but I don't know if that's going to be a part of Omada. I'm talking about business cameras. I don't know if that's going to be part of the Omada lineup or not. Like, they're kind of fractured, and they're so early on with where they are. It's hard to, like, recommend, like, yeah, go for that. But if you just want, like, basic switching, really good access points. Omada's very affordable, easy to set up, and you don't have to have all of the components to make it work. You can still just use them in standalone mode, which is really nice. And with Ubiquiti, where it really shines is when you have the full environment and you can use everything, in my opinion, of course. But anyway, so that's more content we got to look towards for the future is switching over to TP-Link. At least for the lab anyway. I'm not switching the home over. And then I think if we go the TP-Link route too, since Joe is here, this is a good point too. I'll probably have to get a Blue Iris NVR setup, because when I start working with FS again, if I ever work with FS again and check out their cameras, I want to hook that up to Blue Iris instead of just using VLC, so we can get some more like realistic ideas of the features that some of the cameras come with. So, waiting to see TP-Link do a dream device. Yeah, so I don't know what they're gonna do, but I feel like so I don't talk to my representative, TP-Link representative, very often. They're pretty shallow with words in some regards, and sometimes they give me tons of information. I don't really know what I'm gonna get, but I feel like in a kind of like rumor type of way, there will be a unified device that will be the router, the controller, and maybe some basic switching. I'm not saying that it's gonna happen, but I've heard such tweets before, and we'll see how that plays out. Don't know when that's coming either, so I don't know anything. Yeah, I feel like it's inevitable, especially when they're basically are just directly competing with Ubiquiti now, right? So to me, it seems like it is inevitable that they do that. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense to me anyway. So that's a pretty good point, Jim. What's up, the pork chop? Hello, my access points are Unify, but my switch is 48 port Cisco. Worth the money aside. Making the switch to Unify switches. The Cisco switch is all command line interface, and it's challenging for me. That's exactly why I got into Unify, because switching command line is really difficult for me, even though I use Linux every day and I'm super comfortable with the command line there. But there's something about switches that my brain and the whole command line interface just don't jive right. Like I know like the show command in Cisco or whatever, but that I feel like it's just overly complex, especially when you start like linking routers and switches and then firewalls and other things like that. Oh God, I think I messed up my camera. Oh, I enabled the tracking focus again. Anyway, so I think the command line stuff is what pushed me to Ubiquiti in the first place and just made it super simple. And if you're afraid, I don't want to say if you're afraid of the command line, but if it is challenging for you, like, yes, the Ubiquiti switches are super easy. You could probably sell that 48 port switch for decent money, but trying to get a Ubiquiti switch is like so hard to do. They're always sold out. The only thing the only thing they have over the Unify kit is price. And they announced Wi-Fi 7 early. Yeah, they announced Wi-Fi 7 hella early. I think it's coming in May. I think TP-Link plans to release their Wi-Fi 7 access points in May, which I'm hoping I get to cover. I don't know. My relationship with TP-Link's really weird. Like sometimes we're like, cool, we're all in sync, and then I don't hear from them for a long time, and then a lot of times things just show up in my PO box, and I have no guidance or anything like that. So I hope they send me some of their Wi-Fi 7 stuff, but I don't have any Wi-Fi 7 devices, like none. So I'll probably end up having to buy I don't have one, but I'll probably end up having to buy a chip and like plug it into one of my laptops so we can do testing. And like, you know how like I do all the testing like at like 10 feet or right at the device, 10 feet, 15, 20, whatever. We're going to need to get a Wi-Fi 7 chip if we want to do that. So, and then, you know, Wi-Fi 7 is going to drop and it's like, whoa, hold on a second. We barely have Wi-Fi 6E devices. Like, I mean, I think I have one Wi-Fi 6E capable laptop that's sitting over there that you can't see, and it's like almost useless because I'm on Wi-Fi 6 with Ubiquiti. I do have TP-Link's Wi-Fi 6E capable access point, but I mean, I'm not gonna switch all my devices over yet. I don't know. It's a complicated place to be in. And Wi-Fi 6E is fast. They should have skipped. So Jim, they should have skipped Wi-Fi 6. We should have gone from Wi-Fi 5 to Wi-Fi 6E because Wi-Fi 6 literally came and went because 6E replaced it so quickly. It reminds me of the Pentium game when Pentium knocked off my mic. Hang on one second. I'm sorry. It reminds me of the Pentium game when it was like Pentium 2, 3, 4. Like, they just all came out in quick succession. And so, that like they should just skip Wi-Fi 6. Wi-Fi 6E is great. And honestly, for a lot of people, that's going to be around forever. For a long, long time. So thanks, Joe, for the $5 shout out. Yes! Stream Elements is working. I did it. It was super easy to set up, but I wanted to do it anyway. I'm so glad. I have tons of stuff with Stream Elements. I actually took a lot of things away too. So thank you, Joe. I'll start the super chat. Someone joined me. But yeah, nothing uses Wi-Fi 6E in the real world. Nothing. I have one laptop. One. And it's not even a year old. I wouldn't have bought this laptop, but it was given to me. So, you know, it's great that it has Wi-Fi 6E. But I hardly know anybody that has any Wi-Fi 6E capable devices. And what makes me really afraid is we're going to make the jump to Wi-Fi 7 in May. And then, hey, we still have devices. We have smart home electronics that are stuck on 2.4 gigahertz band. And it's like, are we going to have to buy all these new smart things just to use Wi-Fi 7? What about laptops like that are struggling to, you know, shift between 5 gigahertz and 2.4 gigahertz when they get too far away from the 5 gigahertz channel? I don't know what I did. I think I I talk too much with my hands. I need to put my hands down. I put my hands in my pants, and I bet you'll feel nuts. All right, stop, camera. Stop. All right, we're good. We're good. I'm gonna close my hands. Do I think I'll get more views now? Oh yeah, Linus's YouTube channel got hacked. I saw something about that earlier this morning. Probably not, and I hope not. I don't want to be a big channel because big channels have a very widespread audience, and I like being able to talk to like individuals. Like I like remembering y'all's names, you know, the Zachs, the Joes, the Jays, the Jasons, a lot of J names, the Mikes. There's several Mikes. You know, Brad's out there. Like I like being able to remember like individual people. Greg, for instance, Monica. I haven't talked about Monica in forever. Like, and if you get too big, you kind of like lose that personal touch to the channel. I'm really hoping my channel stays right around here. It's kind of big, but it's not too big. But right now it feels just about right. I still miss when, you know, we only were at like 1,000 subscribers because I was at like 1,000 subs for like 8 years or something crazy. So I had like pretty personal relationships with some of y'all. And we've grown a lot just in the last couple of years, which is kind of scary. I don't want to turn into Shill Labs. I want to remain SPX Labs. But, you know, as channels grow, you just kind of got to grow with brands as well, other brands. And I'm also in this like weird point because I want to show you guys new technology, not necessarily sell it to you, but if TP-Link's like, hey, check out this new access point, I don't do reviews, but I still want to introduce the hardware to you so you can get an idea at some level of what to expect, and I'll let the reviewers do their reviewing. And obviously, like, I walk a fine line on reviews too because we test out a lot of the hardware, but I kind of consider this channel more of like testing and experimentation versus reviewing. I don't know, unless I absolutely love something, you'll rarely hear me say, you know, I recommend this product to whomever or whatever, because you don't do that. So we'll see what happens. Let me catch up on chat real quick. You were lucky over there as you can throw more power over Wi-Fi than the US than or in the US than in the UK. That's really weird because I feel like the US would be behind and the UK would be ahead. Um, I think the vast majority of viewers that watch my content are white. We have Nick, who is Asian, and we have Monica, who is white. But those are the only two females that jump to mind immediately. There was another one, but I can't remember her name. It's been a while. But yeah, it's predominantly male, white male. It's just how it is, I guess. Oh, we have a new Brian. I was watching videos on YouTube this morning when LTT channel bit the dust. Like, you're watching his videos? That must have been wild. I was like at work, so I didn't find out till like maybe an hour after it happened, and I was like, wow, that sucks. And then I went back to work, and I got off work, and the entire internet has been talking about it. So I was like, yeah, I'll leave this to other channels to do their thing. Rather show people kit being used. Yeah, so that's what I hope to do. Like, benchmarkings have their place, but I hope to just use the equipment like people would in real life. Obviously, it's hard to do when you're just one person, and like a lot of people have families. Well, I don't have, I guess I kind of get to the point where I have enough devices to mimic a family, but when it comes to Wi-Fi, almost everything is hardlined. So it's actually really hard for me to test Wi-Fi with concurrent streams, we'll say, because I just don't have enough Wi-Fi devices, and the ones I do are really old. Like, I have a 5th generation iPad that's never going to use any of the bandwidth that this device is capable of putting out, right? And like I said, I have one Wi-Fi 6E laptop, so it's like a weird. I keep saying this. It's like a weird line to walk, right? But yeah, I want to like do things as realistically as possible, just to give everyone a realistic idea. And that's what I like about putting or actually mounting a lot of the access points I get in my house, and then doing speed tests around the house, because we get good idea of what it's like to penetrate walls. I'll walk all the way to the backyard, so like there's people that might have like barbecues or like a fire pit in their backyard, a barbecue, whatever. They have a fire pit in the backyard that they can sit at, and they might want to be on the Wi-Fi, because a lot of areas don't have really good cell phone coverage like I do. I'm very fortunate. The 5G coverage where I am is perfect. So all their phones basically stick on 5G, and then everything else is plugged in where it can be. Rather show people who can't being used. Yeah, LTT thing is nuts. The channel is still gone. Wow, it's still gone? Holy cow. I think that's crazy. I feel so bad. Like, I bet, I don't really know much about Linus, but I would imagine like the amount of money they've lost in this one day, that's not even a full day, has probably been a lot. They'll probably recover it from very quickly. But so I heard that their channel got deleted. Does that mean if YouTube can restore it, like they'll get back their subscribers? There is another female, but I can't remember her name. I know a lot of y'all's names because we talk regularly, whether in Discord or, well, I've been streaming a lot more often. But yeah, I know. I mean, a lot of people hit me up on email. Like, wow. Now that I'm on the spot, I can't remember his name. But there was this really cool dude from the Netherlands who I was talking to. He got married last year. And I remember after he got married, I was like, hey, congratulations on your wedding. Like, just try and check in with him and ask him how the honeymoon went and stuff like that. Haven't heard back from him. Hopefully he's still alive. I'm sure he is, but, people get busy, and, we all kind of like live and grow apart. It just happens. But yeah, I try to remember as many of you guys as possible. Unfortunately, it's really hard because I also have bad memory. So unless you interact with me often, I'll forget. Losing 55,000 subscribers a day. Holy snap. Yeah, the family do make up all the devices. For sure. I think I just got a sub. Oh, hey, Tom. Thanks for the subscription, man. I really appreciate that. Let's see here. When When it's restored, they will get most of them back. Oh, when it is restored, they'll get most of them back, but it's going to cause a lot of work. Yeah, I'll probably have to resubscribe when they come back. And do a Zoom call with everyone? That would be insane. I'd have to install Zoom, but I don't want to install Zoom. I don't know anything about Zoom software. I think in my personal opinion of it, it's terrible software, so I don't want to install it. But Tom Fan, another name to remember. Thankfully, a lot of y'all's names are the same. So there's 3 Jasons. There's a couple of Johns. I think Joe, you're the only Joe that I'm aware of. There's only one Greg that I can think of. And there's 4 or 5 Michaels, 2 Zachs. There's so many people, it's hard to remember who's who. And then some of you guys think you're funny. Aiden, you specifically, where you keep changing your YouTube handle and joining the chat and be like, hey, do you know who I am? No, I don't remember your YouTube channel, or not YouTube channel, your handle name when you change it every freaking 3 months, man. Just pick one. I can't remember them all. Yeah, so Aiden, screw you, man. John Jacob Heimerschmidt, yeah. His name's mine main too, man. 55K in revenue. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that would be insane. That's my salary. That sucks. I couldn't imagine just losing that in one day. And he's got mouths to feed. Not his family necessarily, but all of the actual employees that work there. Man, I would be terrified if I was an employee there right now. That's not cool, man. Those hackers really screwed them over. Oh, I won't have to resub? Good. Then it'll just work. What's up? No, I don't remember. No, I remember there's okay, so this is another problem with people that have text in their handle name. There's so many tech handles, it's hard to remember each one specifically. I feel like I remember your icon, but I could just be misremembering, but I don't know. There's a lot. There's so many to remember. And a lot of times it's funny you forget who you also know very quickly. Gotwire, the Gotwire channel, I know his name. I know what it is. I like watching his YouTube channel, but I always forget his name. Right now, I can't remember his name either. But another YouTuber, so I don't know if that counts. Oh, and I forgot Kevin. How could I forget Kevin? That's why in some of my videos, I like to do the introduction welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys, cats, mammals. Wait, no, I screwed it up. Ladies and gentlemen, mammals, cats, dogs, chickens, ducks, and all in between. Yeah, that's why I like to do that one, because we even had a guy, this was last year, who was like, oh, I'm watching your YouTube channel with my chicken right now. It's what a weird thing to be watching with a chicken. I guess watching YouTube's not weird, but watching my channel is kind of weird. There you go. 3 Joes. Add them to the list. 2 or 3, I don't know. No, 2 Joes. 2 Joes. We only have one other Joe. So 2 Joes. You are the only Jim, the IT guy that I'm familiar with. Oh, wait, is this the same Joe? I'm so confused. This is not funny. Don't play games with me. I'm on live stream. This is totally unscripted. I could say something crazy. What's up, Rooks? Yeah, we are live. I think I was actually on time today, but barely. I was almost late because I hit the start streaming button, and then apparently you have to press go live now. I don't know if that's a Stream Elements add-on or what, but that was a thing. So I was kind of sitting here am I going live or what? So I went back over there and pressed the button, and actually I think you guys, let's see how well this camera will track me if I move around. I'm gonna move slowly though. And it'll get really close. You can do it. You can do it. Oh yeah, cool. So we can actually do this. Here are my wares. This camera, I'm going to sell it one day because I'm never going to use it again, but I'm going to hold on to it for a while. And we're probably going to start selling a lot of this TP-Link stuff as it ages. And of course, it'll be on a steep discount, which you can find on spxlabs.com/shop. But yeah, we're probably gonna start selling a lot of this stuff. This is probably gonna be my future Blue Iris build. Blue Iris, is that right? This is gonna be my future Joe Iris build. That I'll get rack mounted in the future. And yeah, I don't know. That's enough of that. Okay, let's slowly move back over. Or we can see how well it tracks and just walk normally. Hey, that worked pretty well. I'm surprised. Oh, I don't know if you guys caught it, but in one of my most recent videos, I tried using this, but the quality is not so good. The 4K, I got a hair in my mouth. The quality of it's not so good, so I stopped using it. Slow iris, yep. Yeah, I have another channel too that I watch content with, but it's my personal channel. This is a... Wow, I don't remember. It's the Insta... It is an Insta360 Link. So I've had this for like 3 weeks now. I think it's a pretty sweet camera. The only reason why I have this, and this is a huge slap to the face for me, because I got notified that Elgato's new Pro Cam 4, or whatever they're calling it, their new Pro Cam was out. As soon as I got the notification, I just happened to be in public. So I got on my phone and I placed an order immediately. And I was like, yes, I'm getting a new webcam finally, because my old one's like 10 years old. And I got an email saying like, oh, well, your shipping address is different than your billing address or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I mean, that's like totally normal for people to have a different shipping address sometimes. Anyway, they canceled my order immediately. And that camera was like $300. So I was like, I like immediately emailed Elgato as soon as I got that email. I was like, why did you guys cancel my order? Just contact me so we can talk about the payment method. But they were doing it to protect me. It's like, what do you mean protect me? Protect me from what? Having it shipped to the wrong address? Yeah, that kind of makes sense, but like, I don't know. It just seemed really odd that they would do that. So because they canceled that order, I really wanted a new web camera because I want to start streaming games more often. I was like, well, what else is there? The Insta360 seemed like a good option, so I picked it up. It's okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's a heck of a lot better than my old Logitech C992 camera, or whatever, C90, whatever it was. But I don't know. It's kind of overkill for what I'm going to use it for. I just want like a typical webcam. Watching you lick your fingers hurt eyes. My hands are clean, so I haven't touched anything really except boxes. I guess the boxes could be dirty. But how else do you get hair out of your mouth? Yeah, I will be streaming after this. I will be playing Valheim tonight. So I'll probably stop streaming. I didn't expect this stream to go for an hour, to be honest. I thought we would only make it for like 30 minutes, because I'm already out of stuff to talk about. I've pretty much already covered all the main topics. Oh, were you the guy that was trying to buy those? No, I didn't sell them. I'm never gonna sell those things. I would totally ship them to you, but like, shipping is insane. Oh, that's actually a good point. Okay, hang on. Actually, we can do this. Oh wait, can we do this? Okay, it's not. Oh, it is working. Okay. So you guys might recognize this. This is like a Dell 1U front bezel. All right, check this out. I tried to mail, or somebody bought one off my website, and I went to go mail it to them. This thing, okay, which probably is not even a pound. I'm gonna let all of you guys guess how much you think it costs to ship from here to Idaho. That doesn't sound right. Seattle? No, that's too far. What's the weird state with all the religious people? Is it Idaho? It can't be Idaho. Whatever. Guess, everyone take a guess how much you think it costs to ship this to Idaho. It's not Idaho, but whatever. Whatever that state is with all the Utah. Thank you, Joe. Utah. Yeah, pretty close. Pretty close. We'll talk about that another. We'll talk about that another stream. But I'm not entirely opposed to it. I know the size is odd, but I've shipped like dozens of these in the past. Like, I've probably sold, this is probably my #1 seller. I've probably sold at least like 15 of these things before. 20, 45. Okay, y'all are pretty close. Stick it in a poster. You know how much a poster tube costs nowadays? All right, anyway, it was $35. I listed this for sale for $35 on my website, and they were like, oh, it's going to be $35 shipped to Utah. I nearly called Greg and was like, yo, dog, I have to cancel your order because it is way too expensive. And I think I ended up putting it in like a paper mailer, and it arrived in one piece. Nothing broke, so it was fine. But even putting it in a paper mailer was $17. $17. I mean, at this point, it's like becoming too expensive to friggin' mail anything. And you would think mailing Scrat his, whatever these are called, SFP modules would be super cheap. But I want to say it was like $50 to mail them to Canada. This, okay? $50 to mail this to Canada. Or maybe it was $100. It was something insane. And I'm selling these for like $15. I can't get rid of these. I don't know what to do with these. I've tried selling them on Reddit and everything. I'm probably just going to recycle them, to be honest. It would cost way too much money for me to hand deliver anything. Literally. But do offer free pickup and discounts for free pickup. I think I sold all of my 10 gig cards. I am looking at 2 right now that I'm going to keep for future builds that I might do. But no, I don't believe they are. I think they're only 1 gig. I don't even remember. They're super old. That's all I can tell you. There's nothing on the box that would or on the packaging that would indicate what they are. I'm pretty sure they're just 1 gigabit modules. Pretty sure. Here, I don't know if you can see that very well. At least the autofocus works good. But yeah, I mean, I've had these for so long. But anyway, yeah, I actually want to start getting rid of stuff because it's starting to pile up. And when we get the new network rack, which I'm working with a new brand with, I can't remember their names. Infinite Cables? Infinite Cables? Yeah, we'll be working with Infinite Cables. They've ponied up to send over a rack and actually a whole bunch of equipment, and so that'll be part of the new TP-Link video too. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's it. Oh yeah, we need to make room for that. That was my point, because I've got like too much stuff. I also have like tons of empty boxes because I hate throwing stuff away. Like for instance, I have my Titan X here, and I have the box for it also there, but I don't want to put it in the box because I'd rather have it on display instead of in the box. But I don't need the box, and I'm never going to sell the Titan because now it's broken. It artifacts, and it's basically, I don't want to say worthless, but it's basically worthless. So like getting rid of it is pointless, and I want to keep it, and also I think it makes great for display. So maybe I should just get rid of the box. What's up, Terry? You did get here just in time. Brian, oh no, you sold me on StarTech, then go with, well, okay. So I'm not cheating on you with infinite cables, okay? I've hit up StarTech dozens of times to try and work with them, and they just refuse. Infinite Cables actually responded to one of my emails, and I was like, hey, let's try this out. Let's see what happens. Still very happy with my StarTech rack. I still think they're great racks. I would buy another one again. But it's okay. I'm young here. I'm trying out different racks. I'm not a one rack kind of guy. I like tall racks, small racks, thick racks, tiny racks, all racks. Okay, so I want to try them all out. Some racks have like really nice bezels, and see through glass. It really dresses them up. So I don't know. We're gonna try this rack out and see how it goes. It's a network rack. It's like 23 inches deep, so it's nothing too crazy. Terry says, got here late, so I'll rewind after you finish. Got tangled up in PUBG. Ah, that's a game I almost played yesterday, was PUBG. I know I'm just giving you a hard time. He likes to rack around. I do like to rack around. I am dieting, trying to lessen my rack. Yeah, I've seen all your racks. I don't discriminate. I definitely don't. I'll take any kind of rack, unless it doesn't hold a lot of weight. The racks that I actually look for need to have like at least a 200-pound load bearing capacity, or else they're basically worthless. And there's so many racks out there that are like that. So that's why I ended up going with StarTech. I think I said that in my StarTech video. It's like, yeah, I got this one because they actually tell you how much weight it can hold, including the casters. So a lot of them are like, oh yeah, it'll hold 1,000 pounds, but only 750 on the casters, if they even tell you that. I like to have my casters always on because I'm always moving my rack around. So it's important to me to know the carrying capacity with casters always installed, not on their little tiny legs or whatever they call them, feet. You're a feeder? That must be like a northern slang kind of thing. I haven't heard that one before. I'm from the South. I don't know what feeder means. All right, what else? I guess we'll just move to like final questions. I don't think you guys really have any questions of me. I've got literally nothing for you guys. You guys can't see my stuff on the table. I'm zoomed in too much. These are pretty things. Oh God. Boom, nailed it. Urban Dictionary. I'll stick off of Urban Dictionary for now. Maybe I'll look it up later. Yeah, that's a good idea. We could talk about it in the after stream. All right, yeah. So next video, this is so you don't have to go back and rewind everything, by the way, Terry. But the next video is going to be coming out maybe on Monday. I have to edit it. It's about these smart switches, and I'm literally just learning how to wire my first ever switch. And I make some mistakes along the way. I didn't start any fires, so that's good. And yeah, it's really, I think it's one of my worst videos. I don't want to say one of the worst videos I've ever made, but it's definitely like top tier, not so interesting because I'm just working and talking the entire time because I have a problem where I can't shut up. Well, they might be easy to you. I thought it would be really, in retrospective, it was really easy. But when I was looking at it, I was like, why are there so many wires? And I'm also colorblind. And there was like 4 black wires, no white ones, and then 1 copper wire. So I was like, which one of these is the load wire and which one of these is the line wire? I was told there might be a blue wire in here, and there's not a blue wire. They're all black. So I was like kind of confused from the things that I had read. And of course, me being me, I was like, I'm not going to watch a YouTube channel. How hard can it be to, plug in a switch, right? Like, how hard could it be to wire these things? There's so much good documentation. And when I opened up my Switch, or the 3-gang box or whatever, there was like 11 wires, and they were all the same color. So I was like, this is a little harder than I thought it would be. But yeah, it ended up being pretty easy once I kind of wrap my head around it. So when you watch the video, you'll be like, God, there's like, you're being so stupid. What are you doing? And then like you can slowly see the gears turn in my head where it all starts to like start making sense. And I'm like, oh. So yeah, it ended up being pretty easy, but whatever. Yeah, LimeWire. That was actually a joke I wanted to make in the video, but I forgot about it because I was too confused about being confused in the moment. So I forgot to say LimeWire. Good one, Joe. So I secretly was kind of hoping for at least a spark or fire, because that would have been interesting. But yeah, like I don't think the video is going to be terribly interesting, and I don't know what it is what it is. All right, so we're gonna end the stream 10 minutes early because I want to start gaming. So I've got to switch this camera out to my gaming PC, and I'll be on in a little bit. So yeah, last thoughts. Here we go. Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate that. Hopefully insurance covers most of it if I burn down my house. I don't know if they do things like that. I forget how much of a delay there is sometimes with YouTube chat. Can you guys hear this really well? I don't know what you guys can hear because I'm wearing my mic on the outside of my shirt for the first time ever. I'm out of tape. I ran out of tape. I tried using painter's tape, but it just fell out. So, last question: do you have a website for things you're selling or trying to get rid of? I do have a website for things that I'm selling. Here is a link. I think the title, I don't know what the title of the video will be. I think it'll be like super basic, like connecting this thing to the thing. But I think the actual thumbnail is, I think I'm going to go with like installing my first smart switch and electrical work or something like that. I don't know. Something simple. I don't know what I think it's on low latency. I don't remember. All that stuff's saved, so I stopped touching it once I set it up. But all right, cool. We're ending this stream, and then it's on to the after party, and I'll let you guys follow me around while I end the stream, so you can watch me end the stream. Oh God, I'm caught on the table. I can't end the stream. Help me, Step YouTube. I'm stuck.